One, in the context of adult learning principles, motivation, engagement, assessment. A, the process by which learners demonstrate their understanding of key concepts through both formative and summative methods that reinforce active participation and reflection. B, the ability of the instructor to evaluate classroom attendance and ensure all learners comply with institutional policies. C, the periodic feedback given to learners for the sole purpose of determining their satisfaction with the training environment. D, the informal discussion held at the end of a course without measurable evaluation criteria. 2. Reflective practice, professional growth, evaluation. A, the systematic process of gathering, interpreting, and using evidence to make informed decisions that enhance teaching and learning effectiveness. B, a one-time written test designed to assign grades based on content recall. C, an unstructured conversation between mentors and mentees about general academic issues. D, a summary report created to fulfill accreditation documentation without learner involvement. 3. Mentorship, guidance and support, adult learning facilitation. A learner-centered approach that encourages autonomy, critical thinking, and real-world application through experiential strategies and mentoring relationships. B, a top-down system where the instructor delivers all knowledge and expects memorization. C, a compliance activity required by regulatory agencies but unrelated to learning outcomes. D, a feedback survey administered for institutional data purposes only. 4. Regulatory compliance, institutional integrity, curriculum development. A, the deliberate process of designing, organizing, and aligning educational objectives, content, learning experiences, and assessments to meet both learner and accreditation standards. B, the task of assigning student grades at the end of a course based solely on attendance. C, the random selection of materials used for classroom discussions. D, the evaluation of peer performance without any documentation of results. 5. Feedback, continuous improvement, evaluation report. A structured summary of performance outcomes that provides evidence-based recommendations for enhancing instruction, mentoring, and compliance. B, a brief email message congratulating participants on completing the course. C, a narrative paragraph describing student satisfaction without measurable data. D, a compliance checklist unrelated to actual learning outcomes. 6. Communication, understanding and connection, mentoring. A, the intentional relationship-building process through which experienced professionals guide, challenge, and empower learners toward competency and self-awareness. B, a mandatory HR session to discuss attendance and workplace ethics. C, the signing of documents confirming completion of training hours. D, a structured exam-based evaluation of skill proficiency without interpersonal engagement. 7. Curriculum, educational blueprint, lesson plan. A detailed instructional map that translates curriculum goals into daily learning activities, measurable outcomes, and evaluation criteria that promote learner mastery. B, a general outline of course topics without alignment to institutional outcomes. C, a schedule of class times and locations only. D, a standardized document used exclusively for compliance audits. 8. Regulation, enforcement mechanism, accreditation. A, the formal recognition granted to an institution or program that meets established standards of quality, accountability, and learner-centered outcomes. B, the local procedure for collecting attendance and participation sheets. C, an optional recognition process used for marketing purposes. D, a yearly award based on instructor popularity. 9. Teaching, facilitation of learning evaluation. A, the systematic determination of the merit, worth, and significance of educational programs using valid and reliable evidence. B, the act of recording attendance and class participation. C, a one-time grading of a multiple-choice examination. D, the informal observation of student behavior during breaks. 10. Policy implementation, accountability, mentoring program. A structured professional development initiative that combines guidance, performance feedback, and personal growth strategies to foster excellence and ethical standards. B. A set of written rules distributed to new hires during orientation. C. A social event aimed at improving employee morale. D. A compliance-only document unrelated to actual mentoring. 11. Learning objective, targeted competency, evaluation rubric. A. A detailed scoring guide that outlines performance criteria and expectations, ensuring fairness, transparency, and measurable outcomes. B. A numerical grade based solely on instructor opinion. C. A subjective checklist filled out at random. D. An informal narrative used for administrative reporting. 12. Adult learners, self-directed motivation, traditional students. A. Dependence on instructor-led lectures and structured environments, emphasizing memorization and repetition. B. Independence through collaborative learning and peer mentoring. C. Accountability based on professional performance standards. D. Compliance through self-paced digital learning modules. 13. Formative assessment, ongoing feedback, summative assessment. A. The final evaluation, conducted at the end of instruction to measure overall achievement and mastery of learning objectives. B. The continuous observation of classroom behavior for attendance records. C. A voluntary reflection exercise completed mid-course. D. A one-on-one counseling session unrelated to academic outcomes. 14. Curriculum review, quality assurance, program accreditation. A. The comprehensive external evaluation that confirms institutional alignment with educational, ethical, and regulatory standards of excellence. B. A yearly report of student enrollment trends. C. A local peer review meeting without documentation. D. A casual staff meeting to discuss teaching preferences. 15. Communication skills, effective mentorship, listening skills. A. The ability to understand and interpret the verbal and nonverbal cues of learners, fostering trust and open dialogue within a mentoring relationship. B. The act of recording student attendance accurately. C. The requirement to complete compliance modules online. D. The evaluation of peers through written surveys. 16. Learning outcomes, measurable results, teaching methods. A. The systematic instructional strategies employed to achieve specific learner goals and demonstrate knowledge transfer. B. The random use of classroom materials without assessment. C. The allocation of classroom resources for administrative purposes. D. The storage of learner data for compliance audits. 17. Policy, guideline, regulation. A. A binding requirement that ensures institutional practices meet legal, ethical, and professional standards in teaching and assessment. B. A suggestion document provided for optional reference. C. A training manual for technical procedures. D. An informal memo distributed for staff awareness, mentor, role model, and advisor, evaluator. A. The individual responsible for measuring performance objectively and recommending strategies for continuous improvement and compliance. B. The instructor who delivers theoretical lectures only. C. The administrator who schedules staff meetings. D. The assistant responsible for collecting test papers. 19. Feedback, reflection, coaching. A. The personalized developmental process through which mentors help learners refine skills, overcome challenges, and build professional confidence. B. The posting of grades on an online system. C. The creation of mandatory training videos. D. The completion of end-of-year reports. 20. Learning environment, inclusivity, and safety, curriculum design. A. The deliberate structuring of content, delivery methods, and assessments to meet diverse learner needs and promote engagement and equity. B. The random selection of instructional topics based on instructor preference. C. The development of a fixed syllabus without adaptation. D. The scheduling of assessments for administrative convenience. 21. Learning evaluation, performance measurement, mentoring assessment. A. The The systematic process of examining the quality, outcomes, and impact of mentoring relationships on both professional growth and institutional goals. B. A one-time survey completed at the end of a course to check attendance compliance. C. A random interview between the mentor and learner without clear objectives. D. A grading system used exclusively to record test results for human resources. 22. Feedback loop, continuous improvement, reflection journal. A. A structured tool that enables learners and mentors to document experiences, identify learning gaps, and apply new insights to future practice. B. A daily record of class attendance maintained by administrative staff. C. An informal log of personal feelings unrelated to learning outcomes. D. A checklist used to verify compliance with safety regulations. 23. Instructional design, systematic planning, curriculum alignment. A. The process of ensuring learning objectives, instructional strategies, and assessments work cohesively to achieve educational effectiveness. B. The informal collaboration between instructors to share teaching ideas. C. The random selection of activities to increase student interest. D. The administrative process of filing reports after instruction. 24. Formative evaluation, mid-course adjustment, summative evaluation. A. The final determination of program effectiveness, learner achievement, and compliance with institutional goals. B. Informal discussion between students about exam performance. C. The act of rewriting policies unrelated to curriculum. D. The quick assessment of attendance records at term end. 25. Mentorship, role modeling. A. A focused, performance-oriented relationship that develops specific skills through observation, feedback, and guided practice. B. A one-time orientation session introducing institutional procedures. C. An informal friendship built on non-academic topics. D. A self-paced online compliance training module.